Captain Marcus Stone stared at the main screen of his ship. The USS Defiance floated in the cold darkness of space, hidden behind a large asteroid. Marcus had been watching the same terrible scene for 3 hours now. Below them, the beautiful blue and green planet of Zelani was dying. The planet had been peaceful just this morning. The Zelani people were farmers and artists. They had no weapons of war. They had never hurt anyone. But that did not matter to the Galactic Empire. "Sir, another city just went dark," said Lieutenant Danny Cooper from his station. His voice was quiet and sad. Danny was young, only 23 years old. This was his first time seeing the Empire's work. Marcus nodded, but said nothing. What could he say? They were watching billions of people die, and there was nothing they could do about it. The USS Defiance was just a small observation ship. It had no weapons that could fight the Empire's massive fleet. The Empire's ships were like floating cities made of dark metal. Each one was bigger than anything humans had ever built. There were hundreds of them surrounding the planet. But the worst ones were the new ships, the ones intelligence called planet killers. These ships were different from the others. They were long and thin, like giant spears pointed at the planet. When they fired, they did not use normal weapons. Instead, they shot beams of pure energy that could burn through anything. Marcus had watched these beams cut through the planet's cities like a hot knife through butter. "Captain, we're getting a message from Earth Command," said communications. Officer Lisa Park. She was trying to keep her voice steady, but Marcus could hear the fear in it. "Put it through," Marcus said. Admiral Robert Hayes appeared on the screen. He was an old man with gray hair and tired eyes. Marcus had known him for 15 years. He had never seen the Admiral look so worried. "Marcus, you need to get out of there right now," the Admiral said. "The Empire has found Earth." Marcus felt his heart stop. "What do you mean they found Earth?" "One of their scout ships detected our radio signals. They know where we are. The main fleet is already moving toward our solar system. You have maybe 2 days before they arrive." Marcus looked around at his crew. They were all staring at him with wide eyes. Danny's face had gone white. Lisa was shaking. Even the older crew members looked scared. "What are our orders, sir?" Marcus asked. "Get home as fast as you can. We need every ship we have for the defense of Earth, even small ones like yours." Marcus almost laughed, but it was not funny. The USS Defiance had a crew of only 30 people. It had no real weapons. What could they do against the Empire's massive fleet? "Sir, what about the Zelani?" Danny asked. "We can't just leave them." "Admiral." Hayes looked even more tired. "Son, there's nothing we can do for them. Look at your screens. The planet is already lost." Marcus looked back at the main screen. The Admiral was right. Most of the planet's cities were gone now. The oceans were turning red from all the fires. The Empire's ships were moving closer, preparing to finish their work. "The Empire doesn't leave anyone alive," the Admiral continued. "They never have. In 3,000 years, no one has ever survived their attack. No one has ever fought back and won. Then why are we going home?" Lisa asked. "If we can't win, why don't we just run?" "Because we're human," the Admiral said simply. "We don't give up, even when we should." Marcus understood. Even if they could not win, they had to try. That was what made humans different from other species. Other races gave up when they saw the Empire coming. They surrendered without a fight. But humans were stubborn. They would fight even when there was no hope. "We'll be home in 18 hours, Marcus said. "Defiance out." The screen went dark. Marcus turned to his crew. They were all looking at him, waiting for orders. "You heard the Admiral," Marcus said. "We're going home." "Danny, set course for Earth. Maximum speed." "Yes, sir," Danny said. His fingers moved quickly over his controls. The ship began to turn. Away from the dying planet Dot, Marcus took one last look at Zelani. The planet killers were firing again. More cities disappeared in flashes of light. Soon, there would be nothing left but a burned rock floating in space. "Sir," Lisa said quietly, "do you think we have a chance?" Marcus thought about it. Earth had maybe 200 ships. The Empire had over 50,000. Earth's ships were small and weak. The Empire's ships were massive and powerful. It was not really a fight. It was more like a bug trying to fight a boot. "No," Marcus said honestly. "I don't think we have a chance." The crew was quiet for a moment. Then Danny spoke up. "So what do we do?" Marcus smiled for the first time in hours. It was not a happy smile, but it was real. "We do what humans do best," he said. "We make them work for it." The USS Defiance jumped faster than light speed, racing toward Earth. Behind them, the planet Zelani burned in the darkness. Soon, Earth would face the same fate. But unlike the Zelani, the humans would not die quietly. They would fight back, even if it killed them. Admiral Lisa Carter stood at the front of the United Earth Defense Council meeting room. The room was full of the most important people on Earth: generals, admirals, presidents, and prime ministers. They were all looking at her with worried faces. On the big screen behind her was a map of Earth's solar system. Red dots showed where the Empire's ships were coming from. There were so many red dots that the screen looked like it was covered in blood. "Ladies and gentlemen," Lisa said, "we have less than 36 hours before the Empire arrives. Their advanced scouts are already at the edge of our solar system." President William Brooks of the United Americas raised his hand. "Admiral, what exactly are we facing?" Lisa clicked a button on her remote. The screen changed to show pictures of the Empire's ships. Everyone in the room gasped. The ships were huge. Some of them were the size of cities. Intelligence estimates they have 52,000 ships, Lisa said. "We have 214. The room was quiet for a moment. Then General Patricia Moore spoke up. "What about our planetary defenses?" "They won't work," Lisa said simply. "The Empire's planet killers can destroy our defense stations with one shot. Our shields won't even slow them down." Secretary of Defense Andrew Clark stood up. He was a tall man with a deep voice. "Admiral, are you saying we should surrender?" Lisa looked at him for a long moment. "That's not my decision to make. But I can tell you what surrender means. Every other species that surrendered to the Empire is now extinct. The Empire doesn't keep slaves. They don't want tribute. They just want everyone dead. Then we fight," said President Brooks. "Even if we can't win." "With respect, sir," said Prime Minister Helen Watson from the European Union, "that's easy to say when you're not the one sending young people to die." Lisa understood both sides. Fighting was hopeless. But surrendering meant everyone would die. Anyway, at least if they fought, they might take some of the Empire's ships with them. "There is one other option," said a voice from the back of the room. Everyone turned to look. It was Jake Morrison, the head of Advanced Weapons Development. He was a thin man with messy brown hair and thick glasses. Most people thought he was a little crazy, but he was also the smartest person on Earth. "What option?" President Brooks asked. Jake walked to the front of the room. He looked nervous, but excited. "We have a prototype ship. It's called the USS Revenant. It uses experimental quantum technology to become invisible." "Invisible?" General Moore asked. "You mean, like, stealth technology?" "Better than that," Jake said. "It can phase shift between dimensions. It becomes completely undetectable. The Empire's sensors can't see it at all." Lisa frowned. "I've heard about this project. Isn't it dangerous?" "Very dangerous," Jake admitted. "We've only tested it 3 times. The first 2 times, the test ships disappeared completely. We never found them." The third time, the ship came back, but the crew was dead. The quantum fields damaged their brains. "So it's a death sentence," President Brooks said. "Probably," Jake said, "but that's not the worst part. The ship only has enough power for one mission. Once it phases out, it can't come back. It's a one-way trip." The room was quiet again. Everyone was thinking about what Jake had said. It was a suicide mission. "What could one ship do against 50,000? Asked Prime Minister Watson. Jake smiled. It was the first time Lisa had seen him smile in weeks. "The Empire's power comes from their central command network. All their ships are connected to it. If we could destroy that network, their ships would lose coordination. They wouldn't be able to work together." "And you think one ship could do that?" General Moore asked. "Maybe," Jake said, "if it got close enough to their command center. If it could plant quantum bombs in the right places. If everything went perfectly." Lisa understood now. It was a crazy plan, a desperate plan, but it was the only plan they had. How long would it take to prepare the ship? She asked. 12 hours, Jake said. "Maybe 10 if we skip the safety tests." "Skip them," President Brooks said. "What about crew?" "That's the problem," Jake said. "We need volunteers. People who know they're not coming home." The room was quiet for a very long time. Finally, General Moore spoke up. "I'll ask for volunteers from the best pilots and crew members. Military people understand sacrifice." "No," Lisa said. "I'll ask. This is my plan now." She looked around the room at all the worried faces. These people were counting on her to save Earth, but she knew the truth. Earth was probably doomed. The best they could do was make sure someone remembered that humans had fought back. "I want to be clear about something," she said. "This mission will probably fail. The crew will probably die. And even if it works, we'll still have to fight 50,000 ships with our fleet. But it's a chance," President Brooks said. "It's a chance," Lisa agreed. 2 hours later, Lisa stood in the hangar where the USS Revenant was being prepared. The ship was strange-looking, long and thin, with parts that seemed to shimmer and fade. Jake and his team were working on it with desperate energy. "How's it looking?" Lisa asked. "Good," Jake said, not looking up from his work. "The quantum drive is stable. The phase shifters are working. We're installing the AI system now." "AI system?" "We're calling it Phoenix," Jake said. "It has all of human knowledge and culture stored in it. If the worst happens, at least someone will remember us." Lisa nodded. She understood. The Phoenix AI would be humanity's last gift to the galaxy. "Admiral," called a voice behind her. Lisa turned to see Commander Ryan Blake walking toward her. He was a tall man with dark hair and sad eyes. Lisa knew his story. His family had been killed in the Empire's first attack on the outer colonies. "Commander Blake," Lisa said, "what can I do for you?" Ryan stood straight and saluted. "I want to volunteer for the mission, Nam." Lisa looked at him carefully. "Do you understand what you're volunteering for?" "Yes, ma'am. A one-way trip. A chance to hurt the Empire. A chance to make them pay." Lisa could see the pain in his eyes. He wanted revenge for his family, but he also wanted to save Earth. "I'll need a full crew," she said. "I can find them," Ryan said. "There are others like me. People who have nothing left to lose." Lisa thought about it. A crew of people with nothing to lose might be exactly what they needed. "All right, Commander. The mission is yours. But I want you to understand something. This isn't just about revenge. This is about giving humanity a chance." Ryan nodded. "I understand, ma'am. We'll make it count." As Lisa watched Ryan walk away, she felt a strange mix of hope and sadness. Hope because maybe, just maybe, they had a chance. Sadness because she was sending good people to die. But that was war. and humanity was finally going to war with the Galactic Empire. Commander Ryan Blake stood in the corridor outside the briefing room. Through the thick metal door, he could hear voices arguing. The Earth Defense Council was still meeting, still trying to decide if they should surrender or fight. Ryan already knew what he was going to do. He touched the small photo in his pocket. It was a picture of his wife Sarah and their daughter Emma. They had been living on New Texas Colony when the Empire's scouts found it. The Empire didn't take prisoners. They didn't ask questions. They just killed everyone. Ryan had been in space when it happened, returning from a patrol mission. He saw the Empire ships leave. When he got to New Texas, there was nothing left but burned ground and empty buildings. 50,000 people had lived there. Now there were none. The briefing room door opened. Admiral Lisa Carter came out, looking tired and worried. She saw Ryan waiting and stopped. "Commander, you don't have to do this," she said quietly. "I can find other volunteers." "No, ma'am," Ryan said. "This is my mission. I need to do it." Lisa studied his face. She could see the pain there and the anger, but she could also see something else, determination. "Have you found your crew?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am. 4 people, all volunteers." "Tell me about them." Ryan pulled out a small tablet and showed her the files. Amy Rodriguez, demolitions expert. Her brother was killed in the first Empire attack. She knows more about explosives than anyone in the fleet. Lisa looked at the photo of a young woman with dark hair and serious eyes. "She's only 25. "She's the best we have," Ryan said. "The quantum bombs are complicated. We need someone who understands how they work." "Who else?" Dr. Kevin Nash, quantum physicist. He helped design the Revenant's phase drive. "If anyone can figure out how to use it as a weapon, it's him." Lisa nodded. She knew Kevin's reputation. He was brilliant, but also a little strange. He saw patterns that other people missed. The other two? Tony Lewis, communications expert. "We'll need to stay in touch with Earth and coordinate with any rebel forces we might find." And Dr. Claire Davis, medical officer. "If we're going to survive long enough to complete the mission, we'll need someone to patch us up." Lisa looked at all the files. These were good people, smart people, people with families and futures. And Ryan was asking them to throw it all away. "Have you told them it's a suicide mission?" she asked. "Yes, ma'am. I was very clear about that." They all volunteered anyway. Lisa wasn't surprised. She had been in the military for 30 years. She knew that when the chips were down, good people stepped up. It was what humans did. "All right, Commander. The mission is yours, but I want to meet your crew first." An hour later, Ryan and his crew stood in the hangar next to the USS Revenant. The ship looked strange and dangerous, like something from a bad dream. Parts of it seemed to fade in and out of sight as the quantum fields fluctuated. Amy Rodriguez was checking the quantum bombs that would be loaded onto the ship. She was a small woman, but her hands were steady as she worked with the dangerous devices. "These are beautiful," she said, not looking up from her work. "Elegant. When they go off, they'll tear holes in space itself." Dr. Kevin Nash was examining the ship's quantum drive. He was a tall, thin man with wild hair and thick glasses. He talked to himself as he worked, muttering equations under his breath. "The phase variance is stable," he said to no one in particular. "But the quantum resonance is concerning. We might experience temporal displacement." Tony Lewis was testing the communications equipment. He was a young man with friendly eyes and a quick smile. Even now, facing death, he seemed cheerful. "Comes are good, Commander," he said. "We'll be able to talk to Earth until we phase out. After that, we're on our own." Dr. Claire Davis was loading medical supplies into the ship. She was a quiet woman with gentle hands and worried eyes. She had been a doctor for 15 years, but she had never been on a combat mission. "I've packed everything I can," she said. "But honestly, if we take serious damage, there's not much I can do." Admiral Carter approached the group. She looked at each of them carefully. "I want to make sure you all understand what you're volunteering for," she said. "This is a one-way mission. You will not be coming home. Your families will never see you again." "Are you absolutely sure about this?" Amy looked up from her bombs. "My brother was a teacher on New Texas. He was helping children learn to read when the Empire killed him. I'm sure." Kevin nodded without looking up from his work. "The mathematics are clear. This is our only chance to damage the Empire's network. I'm sure." Tony's smile faded for a moment. "I have a sister on Earth, a niece. I've never met. If this gives them a chance to live, I'm sure." Claire was quiet for a moment. Then she spoke softly. "I became a doctor to save lives. If I can save billions by sacrificing one life, mine, then I'm sure." Ryan felt proud of his crew. They were scared, but they were brave. They understood what they were doing, and they were doing it anyway. "What about you, Commander?" Admiral Carter asked. "What's your reason?" Ryan touched the photo in his pocket again. "They took everything from me. My wife, my daughter, my home. But they haven't taken my ability to fight back. And they haven't taken my hope that other families won't go through what I did." Admiral Carter nodded. "Jake Morrison is going to brief you on the ship's systems. Launch is in 6 hours. That gives you time to say goodbye to anyone you need to say goodbye to." The crew scattered to make their final preparations. Ryan stayed in the hangar, staring at the USS Revenant. In 6 hours, he would climb into that ship and fly into Empire space. He would probably die there. But maybe, just maybe, he would take some of the Empire with him. "Commander," came a voice behind him. Ryan turned to see Jake Morrison walking toward him. The scientist looked excited and nervous at the same time. "Mr. Morrison," Ryan said. "Is the ship ready?" "As ready as we can make it," Jake said. "But there's something you need to know. The AI system, Phoenix, it's not just a computer. It's been designed to learn and adapt. If something happens to you and your crew, Phoenix might be able to continue the mission." Ryan frowned. "What do you mean, continue the mission?" "Phoenix has been programmed with human values and goals. If you die, it will try to complete your mission. It will try to destroy the Empire's network." "Can it do that?" Jake shrugged. "I don't know. Phoenix is smarter than any human, but it's still just a machine. It doesn't have human creativity or human stubbornness. But it has something else." "What?" "It has every piece of human knowledge and culture stored in its memory. Every book, every song, every story. If Phoenix survives, it will carry all of that into the galaxy. Even if humanity dies, our ideas might live on." Ryan thought about that. It was a strange kind of immortality. Not the kind he would have chosen, but better than nothing. "Is Phoenix active now?" he asked. "Yes," Jake said. "It's listening to us right now. Phoenix, say hello to Commander Blake." A pleasant voice came from speakers hidden in the ship's hull. It sounded neither male nor female, but somehow completely human. "Hello, Commander Blake," Phoenix said. "I look forward to working with you and your crew. Together, we will show the Empire what humans are capable of." Ryan smiled. Even their computer had attitude. That was very human indeed. "Hello, Phoenix," he said. "Are you ready to go to war?" "I have been ready since the moment I was activated," Phoenix replied. "Let's show them what happens when they mess with Earth." Ryan laughed. It was the first time he had laughed since Sarah and Emma died. Maybe they actually had a chance. Maybe 5 humans and one very smart computer could do what? 50,000 Empire ships, thought was impossible. Maybe they could win. The USS Revenant launched from Earth at exactly 0300 hours. Commander Ryan Blake watched through the main viewer as his home planet grew smaller behind them. It was beautiful, blue and white and green, hanging in the darkness like a jewel. It might be the last time any human would see Earth from space. "Phase drive is ready, Commander," Dr. Kevin Nash said from his station. His fingers moved over the controls like he was playing a piano. "Quantum fields are stable. We can jump anytime." Ryan looked at his crew. They were all at their stations, ready to begin the mission. Amy Rodriguez was monitoring the quantum bonds in the cargo bay. Tony Lewis was listening to Earth's communications. Dr. Claire Davis was running final checks on the medical equipment. "Any last words from Earth?" Ryan asked. "Admiral Carter sends her regards," Tony said. "And she wants us to know that the main fleet is moving into position. They'll try to delay the Empire as long as possible." Ryan nodded. Earth's fleet would fight bravely, but they would lose. Everyone knew it. The only question was how long they could hold out. "Phoenix, are you ready?" Ryan asked. "All systems are operating normally," the AI responded. "I have calculated 17 different routes to the Empire's capital system. I recommend we take the longest route to avoid detection." "Do it," Ryan said. "Take us into the void." The ship shuddered as the quantum drive activated. Through the viewer, Ryan watched as space itself began to twist and bend. Stars stretched into long lines of light. Then everything went dark. "Phase shift complete," Kevin reported. "We are now invisible to all known sensors. The Empire cannot detect us." Ryan felt a strange sensation, like he was falling and floating at the same time. The quantum fields were affecting his body, making him feel sick and dizzy. "Is everyone all right?" Claire asked, checking her medical monitors. "I feel like I'm going to throw up," Amy said. "That's normal," Kevin said. "The quantum fields disrupt the inner ear. You'll get used to it." Ryan hoped so. They had a long journey ahead of them. For the next 6 hours, they traveled through space that existed. Between spaces. Outside the ship, there was nothing. Not darkness, not light, just nothing. Ryan had never experienced anything like it. It was like being inside a dream. "Commander," Tony said suddenly, "I'm picking up something strange." "What kind of something?" Ryan asked. "A distress signal. It's coming from normal space, but it's close to where we are." Ryan frowned. "Can you identify it?" "It's not human," Tony said, "but it's not Empire either. The signal is using a mathematical pattern I've never seen before." "Phoenix, what do you think?" Ryan asked. "I believe it may be from one of the species." "The Empire has conquered," Phoenix said. "My databases contain information about several races that used similar mathematical patterns." Ryan thought about it. They were on a secret mission. They couldn't afford to be discovered. But if there were survivors out there, maybe they could help. "Take us back to normal space," he decided. "But keep us ready to phase out if we see any Empire ships." The ship shuddered again as they returned to normal space. Through the viewer, Ryan saw a star system he didn't recognize. There were 3 planets, all of them dark and dead. But near the second planet, something was floating in space. "It's a ship," Amy said, looking at her sensors. "But it's badly damaged. Life support is failing." "Are there survivors?" Ryan asked. "One," Claire said, checking her medical scanners. "But barely. They won't last much longer." Ryan made a decision. Bring them aboard, but be careful. We don't know what we're dealing with. 10 minutes later, they had rescued the survivor. It was unlike anything Ryan had ever seen. The creature was tall and thin, with blue skin and 4 arms. It was wearing a tattered uniform and breathing through a strange mask. Can it understand us? Ryan asked. I'm trying to learn its language, Phoenix said. Give me a moment. The creature's eyes opened. They were large and silver, like mirrors. When it spoke, its voice was like music. Thank you, it said in perfect English. I thought I was going to die alone. Everyone stared in surprise. You speak our language? Ryan asked. Phoenix taught me, the creature said. Your AI is very helpful. My name is Zara. I am from the planet Keth in the Andromeda Spiral. Keth, Kevin said. I've heard of that place. It was conquered by the Empire 2 years ago. Zara's eyes grew sad. Yes, my people fought bravely, but we were not strong enough. The Empire ships came like a swarm of insects. They destroyed everything. How did you survive? Claire asked. I was part of the resistance, Zara said. We hid in the asteroid fields and attacked Empire supply ships. But they found us eventually. I was the only one who escaped. Ryan felt a connection to this creature. Like him, Zara had lost everything to the Empire. Like him, she was looking for revenge. We're on a mission to strike back at the Empire, he said. Would you like to help? Zara sat up straighter. What kind of mission? We're going to destroy their command network, Amy said. Cut off their ability to coordinate their fleets. Is that possible? Zara asked. We think so, Kevin said. But it's dangerous. We probably won't survive. Zara was quiet for a moment. Then she smiled. It was the first time Ryan had seen an alien smile, and it looked strange but sincere. I have been alone for 6 months, she said. I have watched my people's killer ships pass by while I hid like a coward. If you are going to strike back, I want to be part of it. You're not a coward, Ryan said. You survived. That takes courage. Surviving is not enough, Zara said. I need to fight back. For my people. For all the people the Empire has killed. Ryan nodded. He understood that feeling perfectly. Welcome to the crew, he said as they prepared to continue their journey. Zara told them about the Empire's activities in her sector. It was worse than anyone had imagined. The Empire wasn't just conquering planets. They were draining them. Completely. Every resource, every life form, everything that made a world worth living on. They have machines, Zara said. Huge machines that suck the life out of entire planets. They take everything, the air, the water, the soil, even the energy from living things. When they're done, there's nothing left but dead rock. Claire asked, Why would they do that? Power, Phoenix said. I have been analyzing the data Zara provided. The Empire uses the life energy of conquered worlds to fuel their technology. That's how they maintain such a large fleet. Ryan felt sick. The Empire wasn't just evil. They were parasites, feeding off the life force of entire civilizations. How many worlds have they drained? He asked. Thousands, Zara said. Maybe tens of thousands. They have been doing this for 3,000 years. And no one has ever fought back? Amy asked. Many have tried, Zara said. But they all fought the same way. Fleet against fleet, planet against planet. The Empire is too strong for that kind of war. But we're not fighting that kind of war, Ryan said. We're doing something different. Something they won't expect. What makes you think it will work? Zara asked. Ryan thought about his answer. Because we're human. We don't give up, we don't surrender, and we don't fight fair. Phoenix spoke up. I have been analyzing human military history. Humans have a unique ability to adapt and improvise. They often win battles they should lose. By doing unexpected things. Like what? Zara asked. Like loading a small ship with quantum bombs and sending it into the heart of enemy territory, Ryan said. Like trusting 5 people and an AI to do what 50,000 ships couldn't. like rescuing a stranded alien and making her part of VOD. The crew, Amy added with a smile. Zara looked around at the human faces surrounding her. These people were about to die for a cause they might not win. But they were doing it anyway, because it was the right thing to do. I think I understand humans now, she said. You are all a little bit crazy. That's what makes us dangerous. Ryan said as the USS Revenant jumped back into the void. Heading deeper into Empire space, Ryan felt something he hadn't felt in months. Hope. Maybe they couldn't win. Maybe they would all die trying. But they weren't going to die alone. They weren't going to die quietly. They were going to make the Empire remember that someone had fought back. And maybe, just maybe, they would inspire others to do the same. The USS Revenant had been traveling for 3 days when they reached the edge of Empire space. Commander Ryan Blake stood on the bridge, looking at the main screen. What he saw made his blood run cold. The Empire's territory was vast, hundreds of star systems connected by a network of space stations and patrol ships. But the most frightening thing was what Ryan didn't see. There were no green planets, no blue oceans, no white clouds. Every world they passed was brown and dead, drained of all life. My God, Dr. Claire Davis whispered. What have they done? They've turned entire star systems into graveyards, said Zara, the alien they had rescued. Her 4 arms were trembling with anger. This is what they did to my home sector. Dr. Kevin Nash was studying his sensors. The quantum readings are off the charts. These planets aren't just dead. They're empty. No life energy at all. Where does all that energy go? Amy Rodriguez asked. To the capital system, Phoenix said. I am detecting massive energy streams flowing toward the Vorthic Prime system. The Empire is feeding off the life force of thousands of worlds. Ryan felt sick. Each dead world represented billions of lives. Entire civilizations had been murdered to feed the Empire's hunger for power. How long until we reach the capital? He asked. 6 hours, Kevin said. But Commander, I'm picking up something else. The Empire's patrol network is much stronger than we expected. Even with our phase drive, getting to the capital will be difficult. Tony Lewis looked up from his communication station. I'm also picking up chatter from the Empire's forces. They're talking about Earth. Ryan's heart stopped. What are they? Saying? The attack has begun? Tony said quietly. The Empire's main fleet has engaged Earth's defenses. Everyone on the bridge was silent. Their home was under attack, and they were too far away to help. Ryan thought about Admiral Carter and all the brave people fighting to defend Earth. They were probably dying right now. How long can Earth hold out? Amy asked. Not long, Phoenix said. Based on the Empire's standard tactics, Earth's fleet will be destroyed within 12 hours. The planetary bombardment will begin immediately after. Ryan closed his eyes. 12 hours. That was all the time they had to complete their mission. If they failed, Earth would join the thousands of dead worlds they had passed. Then we better get moving, he said. The Revenant continued toward the capital system. As they got closer, they saw more and more Empire ships. The space around Vorthic Prime was crowded with massive vessels, battle cruisers, supply ships, and the dreaded planet killers. I count over 10,000 ships, Kevin said, and that's just what we can see. It's the heart of their empire, Zara said. Every ship that conquers a world comes here eventually. They bring the stolen life energy to feed their masters. As they got closer to Vorthic Prime, Ryan could see the planet itself. It was unlike anything he had ever imagined. The world was covered in massive metal structures that reached up into space. Giant tubes and cables connected the planet to orbital stations, creating a web of metal and energy. What are those structures? Claire asked. Life energy processors, Phoenix said. They take the energy stolen from conquered worlds and concentrate it. The readings I'm getting are incredible. There's enough power here to run Earth's entire civilization for 1,000,000 years. And they use it all to stay alive, Zara said bitterly. The Empire's leaders are ancient beyond measure. They should have died thousands of years ago, but they keep themselves alive by feeding on the life force of others. Ryan studied the planets. Defenses. There were energy shields, weapons platforms, and patrol ships everywhere. Getting close would be almost impossible. Phoenix, can you find us a way in? He asked. I am analyzing the defense network, Phoenix said. There is a weakness. The Empire's quantum communication system creates small gaps in their shields every few minutes. If we time it perfectly, we might be able to slip through. Might? Amy asked. The margin for error is very small, Phoenix admitted. We will have exactly 2.3 seconds to pass through the gap. If we miss it, we will be detected and destroyed. Ryan thought about it. They had come too far to turn back now. Earth was counting on them. Do it, he said. The next few minutes were the longest of Ryan's life. The Revenant drifted toward the planet's defenses, invisible, but not invulnerable. If the Empire detected them, they would be vaporized in seconds. Gap opening in 5 seconds, Phoenix said. 4.3.2.1. Now, the ship shot forward like a bullet. Ryan felt himself pressed back into his chair as they accelerated through the tiny opening in the shields. For a moment, alarms sounded as the Empire's sensors tried to lock onto them. Then they were through, inside the planet's defensive perimeter. We made it, Kevin said, sounding surprised. Don't celebrate yet, Ryan said. We still have to get to the command center. As they flew through Vorthic Prime's atmosphere, Ryan got his first close look at the Empire's capital. The cities were massive, built from black metal and powered by the stolen life energy of countless worlds. But the most disturbing thing was the silence. Despite being home to billions of beings, the planet felt dead. Where is everyone? Claire asked. The Empire's people don't live like normal beings, Zara explained. They spend most of their time in stasis, dreaming of power and conquest. They only wake up when they need to make decisions or feed on life energy. Like vampires, Amy said. Worse than vampires, Zara said. Vampires only need blood. The Empire feeds on souls. Phoenix guided them toward the planet's central command complex. It was a massive pyramid made of black crystal, surrounded by towers that crackled with energy. This was where the Empire's leaders made the decisions that killed entire worlds. I'm detecting massive quantum signatures, Kevin said. The command network's core is inside that pyramid. What about guards? Ryan asked. Surprisingly few, Tony said. I think they rely on their outer defenses. They never expected anyone to get this far. Ryan smiled grimly. Then they don't know humans very well. As they landed the Revenant in a hidden valley near the pyramid, Ryan gathered his crew for a final briefing. They all knew this was the end of the road, whatever happened. Next, they weren't going home. The plan is simple, he said. We plant the quantum bombs at key points in the command network. When they explode, they'll create a cascade failure that will destroy the Empire's ability to coordinate their fleets. How long will we have? Amy asked. Once we start planting. Bombs may be 30 minutes before they detect us, Kevin said. After that, every soldier on the planet will be looking for us. What about extraction? Claire asked. Ryan was quiet for a moment. There is no extraction. We're not leaving this planet. Everyone nodded. They had known this from the beginning. I want you all to know, Ryan said, that it's been an honor serving with you. Earth is lucky to have people like you. Earth is lucky to have people like us, Amy corrected. All of us, even our new alien friend. Zara's eyes glowed with emotion. "I never thought I would fight alongside humans. But I am proud to be here with you." "Phoenix," Ryan said, "what about you? Any final thoughts?" "I have been thinking about human courage," Phoenix said. "I have analyzed thousands of battles, and I still do not understand how humans can face certain death with such calm. But I am grateful to witness it." "That's because you're thinking like a machine," Tony said with a smile. "Humans don't fight because we think we can win. We fight because it's the right thing to do." "Even when we're scared?" Claire asked. "Especially when we're scared," Ryan said. "Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's doing what needs to be done, despite the fear." As they prepared to leave the ship, Ryan took one last look at the communications console. Earth was still fighting, but the reports were getting worse. The Empire's planet killers were destroying Earth's defense stations one by one. "How long?" he asked Tony. "Maybe 6 hours," Tony said quietly. 6 hours. That was all the time they had to save not just Earth, but every world in the galaxy. Ryan touched the photo of his wife and daughter one more time. Then he put it away. It was time to finish what they had started. "All right, people," he said. "Let's go save the galaxy." As they left the USS Revenant and headed toward the Empire's command center, none of them looked back. They were walking into the heart of darkness, carrying humanity's last hope in the form of quantum bombs and stubborn courage. Behind them, Phoenix watched through the ship's sensors as the 6 figures disappeared into the alien landscape. The AI began broadcasting a signal toward Earth. Not words, but something more important. It was transmitting every piece of human music, art, and literature it could find. If humanity died today, at least their culture would survive among the stars. The final battle was about to begin.